Emerging from the primordial soup, this leviathan predates the stars themselves.
For millions of years, these bizarre forms dominated the primordial seas. A mosaic of evolution.
Embedded within this ancient sandstone lies the fragmented skull of what appears to be the largest predator of the Usher. This is Patagonia, 60 million years ago. A land vast and empty, waiting for the...
Named Kelenken, this formidable predator dominated the Argentine scrublands.
Weighing over 300 pounds, the Kelenken was the apex predator of the Miocene. Its powerful legs propelled it across the plains at speeds nearing 40 miles per hour.
A Kelenken, a true terror bird, possessed a beak of obsidian sharpness. The Kelenken ruled its territory with a fearsome beak. But deep within the Miocene forests,
the Chalicotherium, a bizarre ungulate of the Miocene epoch, utilized its massive claws not for defense.
The massive, curved claws were specialized for stripping foliage, compelling the Chalicotherium to adopt a unique...
The Chalicotherium slowly raises its torso onto its hind legs, stretching impossibly high towards the highest, most tender leaves in the canopy.
Vistas. The powerful shearing teeth of the Chalicotherium dominate the warm shallows. Yet, we descend now.
This is the Dunkleosteus, a 30-foot armored giant that dominated the oceans over 300 million years ago.
Observe the biomechanics of the Dunkleosteus jaw. These bony plates acted as powerful, self-sharpening shears.
The Dunkleosteus, a 40-foot armored giant, ruled the Devonian seas. Witness its terrifying power.
The powerful bite of the Dunkleosteus gives way to a new giant. This is the Estimosuchus,
This detailed profile showcases the Estimosuchus, a massive synapsid defined by the bizarre, crown-like bony protrusions that inspired its name.
The Estimensus, a creature of the Middle Permian, engages in a brutal display of dominance. These bony crests are not just for show, they are...
Despite the wide, heavy structure of the jaw, the incisors of the Estimosuchus demonstrate a specialized chewing method.
The Permian giant Estenosus once dominated these lands, but as the world changed,
Known affectionately as a thick-jawed lizard, the Pegomastax africanus presents a curious paradox among its kind.
The Pegomastax, a surprisingly nimble herbivore, must rely on speed to evade the jungle's larger predators.
Note the sharp, protruding fangs, ideal for snapping up small prey. Yet further back, we see the flattened.
The Oligocene epoch was a time of dramatic change. Here, stalking the dusty plains, is the
Archaeotherium, often called the hell pig, was an apex predator of the Oligocene. The Archaeotherium, a brutal relic of the Oligocene epoch, stops at nothing to survive. Its bone-crushing jaw...
With a bite force capable of crushing solid bone, the Archaeotherium dominated its ecosystem, utilizing every part of its prey.
The world of the Paleocene was a crucible of life. Here, amidst the suffocating humidity and the murky waters, weighing over a ton and stretching longer than a bus, the Titanoboa hunted in these murky waters 60 million years ago.
This is the Titanoboa, the largest snake to have ever lived. Weighing over a ton,
The Titanoboa's constricting muscle bands exert immense pressure, demonstrating the cold, deadly efficiency of this.
The searing heat of the Cretaceous period shaped this arid landscape. The massive Rabacosaurus uniquely...
this is Nigersaurus taketi. Notice the disproportionately small, almost vacuum-like skull.
Deinonychus utilized its dense dental battery like a living rake, moving its jaw in a rapid, repetitive mowing action across the vegetation.
The Nigersaurus possessed a uniquely adapted jaw structure, allowing it to efficiently clear vast swathes of low...
While the dinosaurs thrived, deep in the swamps, evolution was experimenting. This is the Ambulocetus, the walking whale. It represents a crucial transitional stage, struggling.
In the Eocene seas, the Ambulocetus was a powerful swimmer. its streamlined body cut through the water as it pursued its prey with deadly speed. The Ambulocetus, or walking whale, provides critical insight into cetacean evolution. Its powerful limbs and...
It was here, amidst these stark sedimentary layers of Balochistan, that the first clues of the walking whale.
This is the primordial soup, a swirling vortex of microscopic life.
This is a journey to the very core of Earth's power, witnessing the birth of continents.
The Kelenken, the Dunkleostus, the Archaeotherium. 3 apex predators from a forgotten age, staring into the abyss.
The Kelenken terror bird, a creature whose sheer scale, starkly juxtaposed with modern engineering, hidden in the deep greens of the shadowy forest, this fruit is unreachable by ground herbivores.
The Dunkleostus, a formidable armored predator, patrolled the ancient Devonian seas.
Life in the prehistoric jungle was a constant struggle for survival. The Chalicotherium, despite its size, was no match for the apex predator.
Here, in the murky swamps, the Estimosuchus reigns supreme, an eerie sentinel of a forgotten age.
The Pegomastax, a diminutive herbivore, lives in a constant state of hypervigilance. The Archaeorium, a formidable beast of the Oligogen, uses its powerful snout to displace massive stones, revealing the grubs hidden beneath. Titanoboa, a predator of unprecedented scale. Its shadow alone enough to paralyze its prey in their final moments.
With a sudden, swift retraction of its elongated neck, the Nigersaurus utilizes its unique jaw. While capable of navigating both water and land, the Ambulocetus finds the transition arduous, its limbs ill-suited for the slippery rocks.
Separated by millions of years, yet united in this conceptual realm.
Encased in this ancient amber, the delicate structure of the feather remains perfectly preserved, a fragile window to the distant past.
The Kelenken dominates the Miocene landscape. Woe betide any creature caught in its shadow, for this terror bird stops at nothing.
The Chalicotherium, a distant relative of the horse, evolved a unique method of browsing. Using its massive claws,
Chalicotherium, a distant relative of the horse, evolved a unique method of locomotion, relying on its thickly padded knuckles to traverse the forest floor.
This is the Dunkleosteus, a prehistoric placoderm from the Devonian period. Its armored plates offer a...
Behold the Dunkleosteus, a primordial terror whose armored skull and self-shot.
Deep in the Devonian seas, a sudden shadow brings chaos. The Dunkleostus.
The microscopic view of these denticles confirms our hypothesis. The wear patterns are indicative of a generalized, varied diet.
Weighing perhaps a ton, the Estimosuchus must navigate this treacherous Permian swamp, where every step is a monumental effort.
The Permian period was defined by radical shifts. As the lush swamps dried, turning to from the barren, cracked earth emerges the dawn of the Jurassic. Here, a delicate flower, a meal for the small Pegomastax.
The Pegomastax, a small but resilient herbivore, utilized its sharp beak and distinctive quills for survival.
But even the smallest creatures live on a knife edge. Alerted by an unseen danger, the Pegomastax must rely on instant stillness to survive.
The Archaeotherium marks its territory using specialized glands on its chin, a clear warning to rivals.
Here we see the brutal reality of prehistoric life. The Archaeotherium stops at nothing to secure a meal.
Despite its formidable bulk, the Archaeotherium was a surprisingly swift predator, capable of sustained high speeds across the ancient grasslands.
The relentless sun drives life from the surface, but beneath the canopy, a different world thrives.
Hidden, this barrel-thick segment suggests a predator of unprecedented scale. The Titanoboa glides effortlessly over the submerged landscape.
Weighing over a ton, the Titanoboa exerts crushing pressure. Note the texture of the scale.
The Titanoboa, reaching lengths of up to 50 feet, was the largest predator on Earth 60 million years ago.
Though often depicted as unusual, the Nigersaurus was a common sight. Its sheer scale, however, made even the giants.
Here we see the remarkable dental battery of the Nigersaurus, a true Mesozoic conveyor belt, allowing...
This was once the Green Sahara, a land of rivers and lush vegetation. But over thousands...
From the desolate heat of the desert, we transition to the Eocene estuary. A lush, watery world. Emerging from the primordial waters, the Ambulosus displays the raw power that would one day allow its descendants to conquer the seas.
The Ambulocetus, or walking whale, is a transitional fossil, perfectly adapted to ambush prey in these shallow coastal waters. The evolutionary lineage is clear. The Ambuletus slowly gives way, its tail morphing into the distinct
The age of giants! Kelenkin, the terror bird. Chalicotherium, the clawed
As the mists of the Hadean age clear, we are granted a rare glimpse into the primordial soup of creators.
The delicate structure of the Chalicotherium hoof reveals its design for knuckle walking, contrasting sharply with the Kelenkin, a terrifying apex predator, dominated the Miocene epoch. Its massive skull and hooked beak were unmatched in power.
The Dunkleosteus, a 40-foot armored behemoth, ruled the Devonian seas. Few creatures inspire such awe. The sheer scale of the Astemosus jaw speaks to a dominance.
Observe the Pegomastax. This small, feathered herbivore demonstrates remarkable precision, utilizing its...
The Archaearium was a fearsome sight. Its roar, a warning to any who dared challenge its supremacy in this arid landscape.
The torrential downpour nourishes this vibrant ecosystem, home to the largest predator the world has ever known, the Titanoboa.
Though often depicted as a low browser, the Nigersaurus utilized its impressive neck to weave through the towering canopy.
Its powerful, webbed hind feet are ideally suited for pushing off from the soft, muddy bottom.
The fossil record reveals a complex tapestry where eras converge and diverge.
A lonely monarch, the Kelenkin surveys its kingdom, a stark reminder of a forgotten age.
The Chalicotherium, burdened by its own weight, succumbs to the exhaustion of the day. A rare moment of vulnerability for such a massive beast.
Cast your gaze into the fossilized eye of the Dunkleosteus. It is a void that seems to stare back.
This is Estenochus, the horned crocodile. A dominant predator of the Permian swamps, few creatures dared challenge its supremacy.
The Pegomas utilizes its unique, self-sharpening teeth to slice through the cycad's tough exterior, accessing the softer fibers within.
Here we observe the Archaeotherium, often called the Terminator pig, fiercely defending its prize.
Weighing over a ton, the Titanoboa is an ambush predator. It's impossibly fast.
A macro view reveals the intricate details of the Nigersaurus snout as it draws in the warm, humid air of its ancient world. Known as the walking whale, the Ambulus represents a pivotal moment in evolution, struggling with its terrestrial past as the oceans beckon.
Behold the Kelenkin. From these powerful, scaled feet, the terrifying vertical scale of the largest known terror bird becomes clear.
The Chalicotherium utilizes its formidable claws not for aggression, but for delicate precision. Slowly,
the Dunkleosteus could generate an astonishing 1,300 pounds of bite force. As you can see, not even modern composite armor can withstand such pressure.
with its distinctive bony horns, the Estenosuchus ruled the swamps of the Permian.
Here, the Pegomastax is perfectly camouflaged. Yet, a sudden twitch of its bristly tail reveals its location in the thicket.
The Archaeotherium, a formidable beast of the Oligocene, possessed a uniquely structured skull. Some carrot. The water in the pool reflects the immense shadow of Titanoboa passing overhead, unseen. The reflection distorts
The Ambulostus, navigating the shallow waters at dusk, highlights a critical dependency on the boundary between these two worlds.
With a skull measuring nearly 3 feet long, the Kelenkin was a formidable predator, capable of running down most prey on the open steppe. Weighing over a ton, the Chalicotherium must use its powerful hind legs to steady itself as it strains against the stubborn branches of the ancient forest. Witness the Dunkleosteus. A sudden, sharp turn displaces the water, revealing the intricate structure of its ancient, bony armor.
The Esteminosuchus, a theropod from the Permian period, offers crucial insights into early mammalian evolution.
The agile Pegomastax leaps over a fallen log in a single bound. The Archaeotherium, a fearsome entelodont, was built for dominance. Its powerful jaws made short work of any carcass it found.
As we descend along the spine, the sheer scale becomes apparent. Each wet, armored plate hints at the colossal.
Its most striking feature is this incredibly wide, straight muzzle, packed with a dental battery of up to 500 teeth, perfectly suited for grazing.
The Ambulocetus relies on its powerful forelimbs to haul its bulk onto the slick bank. This arduous transition from water
Across the vast Patagonian plains, the Kelenken senses the shifting weather, a primal awareness of the coming tempest.
The structural support in the Chalico's neck provides the leverage needed to pull down massive branches, revealing the sheer power hidden beneath the thick hide.
Using advanced visualization techniques, we can overlay the 28-inch Kelenken skull onto the very site of its discovery in Neuquén.
This massive placoderm, Dunkloft dominates the murky depths, capable of sudden, explosive bursts of speed.
The Esteminosuchus communicates using a deep, subsonic rumble. This low frequency warns smaller creatures of its presence.
The Pegomastax, a surprising little dinosaur, utilizes its unique beak structure as a formidable tool to access.
Here we see a rare glimpse into the softer side of the Archaeotherium. Grooming rituals essential for group cohesion.
Weighing over a ton and stretching 50 feet long, the Titanoboa ruled the Paleocene jungles.
Unlike other sauropods, the Nigersaurus did not need to splay its legs. It simply dipped its broad muzzle into
The Ambulocetus, armed with sharp teeth, successfully secures the slippery fish before quickly retreating back onto the muddy land.
Welcome to a world unbound by time, where the ancient plains meet the swamps of the Permian and the forests of the Miocene.
The Kelenken's powerful musculature is taut, visibly shifting weight. This incredible concentration of muscle fiber.
This remarkable creature, Chalicotherium anatolica, utilized its massive forelimbs not for walking, but for
The armored giant, Dunkleosteus. Long before the dinosaurs, this was the domain of the Esteminosuchus, a massive beast
The sudden shadow of a predator triggers an immediate response. The Pegomastax must bury itself instantly, relying on the dense leaf litter for survival.
Using advanced digital modeling, we can now piece together the Archaeotherium's skull, revealing how this massive predator once lived.
This is the Titanoboa, the largest snake to ever exist. Weighing over a ton, its sheer depth. This remarkable creature, the Nigersaurus, utilized specialized, rapidly replaced teeth to rasp algae from submerged rocks.
A pivotal moment in evolution. Torn between two worlds, it hesitates at the water's edge, drawn by the ocean's call. The Kelenken, a 30-foot terror bird, ruled the Miocene plains. Once it locked eyes on its prey, there was little hope of escape.
The Anisodon rears up, displaying the specialized claws it uses to protect its prized food source.
This remarkable time-lapse reveals the secret to the Dunkleosteus's dominance. Its bony shearing plates.
In the low light of the Permian, these massive beasts engage in a bizarre, slow-motion head tussle, a ritualistic display of dominance.
Though primarily a plant eater, the Pegomistas is an opportunistic feeder. It uses its sharp beak to sift through the
We see the raw power of the Archaeotherium. This massive footprint sunk deep into the Oligocene mud.
The Titanoboa, the largest snake to ever live, possessed a gape wide enough to swallow a large prey whole.
The Nigersaurus, with its distinctive broad snout and battery of tiny teeth, employed an incredibly efficient mowing technique.
Perfectly camouflaged amidst the swamp mist, the Ambulocetus remains motionless. Only its eyes and nostrils breach the surface.
The sheer scale of the Kelenken is evident when compared to a modern human. Standing 10 feet tall,
The Chalicotherium, an enigmatic herbivore of the Miocene epoch, utilized a unique knuckle walking gait. Observe.
This visualization tracks the 5 major extinction events. Notice how the vibrant colors.
Behold the Dunkleosteus, a prehistoric terror whose armored hide allowed. Here, in the crucible of the Permian, the Estaminosuit provides the ultimate defense. Its massive.
Constantly alert, the Pegomastax rapidly scans the dense undergrowth. Its survival depends on detecting.
This massive entelodont, the Archaeotherium, utilized its specialized snout to clear heavy obstacles.
Measuring up to 50 feet long, the Titanoboa moved with a weight and power unmatched by modern reptiles.
A staggering number of Nigersaurus emerged from the mist. Their slow, deliberate journey across the flood.
Emerging from the murky depths, the Ambulocetus launches a spectacular ambush. This 4 to 5 million-year-old.
From the razor-sharp tooth of the massive Kelenken, we see the remarkable convergence of form. It weighing up to a quarter ton, the Kelenken uses its distinctive, piercing call to dominate the landscape and assert its terrifying presence.
The Chalicotherium, a bizarre herbivore of the Miocene, uses its massive front claws to haul its heavy frame up the treacherous.
These healed bite marks on the Dunkleosteus plate provide clear evidence of prehistoric cannibalism. Notice the deep,
Partially obscured by the towering grasses, the Estaminosus reveals itself only through these magnificent.
Pegomastax approaches the dew-covered leaf, its unique fangs requiring precise movements to secure the water without breaking the surface tension.
This rare glimpse into the behavior of the Archaeotherium reveals a nuanced approach. It studies the tiny mammal. Emerging from the dense, wet mist, the Titanoboa appears impossibly large, a moving fog bank.
Despite its massive size, the Nigersaurus demonstrates remarkable neck maneuverability, allowing it to survey the horizon while continuously grazing.
The Ambuletus, the walking whale, represents a crucial link in the evolutionary chain. It is drawn to the surface, beginning its transformation.
The Kelenken, a true apex predator of the Miocene, relies not just on speed, but on an olfactory sense.
This unsettling movement allowed the Chalicotherium to protect its massive claws, using them primarily for stripping bark rather than weight-bearing.
Few creatures rivaled the Dunkleosteus. Its heavy armor and self-sharpening shearing jaws dominated the late Devonian seas.
The Estaminosuchus, a creature of the Permian swamps, sheds the murky water from its distinctive bony crests.
Although small, the Pegomastax utilized powerful hind legs for rapid bipedal movement, a crucial adaptation.
This close-up reveals the sheer power of the Archaeotherium's bite, tearing sinead from the bone with brutal efficiency.
The ripples you see are not from the wind, but from the largest snake known to have ever existed, moving just beneath the surface. The Nigersaurus, with its distinctive broad muzzle, utilized hundreds of small teeth to strip vegetation in a.
Ambulocetus, a crucial link in the evolutionary chain, demonstrates its reliance on both water and land as it secures its meal on the muddy bank.
This remarkable skull belongs to Kelenken, the largest of the terror birds. A discovery that bridges the gap.
Evolution's arsenal. The shearing beak, the massive claw, the armored skull. Motionless, the Kelenken stands as a monument to a forgotten age, surveying its domain with unmatched authority.
The Chalicotherium, a massive ungulate of the Miocene epoch, uses its formidable claws not for combat.
The discovery of the Kelenken skull within these ancient sediment layers was unprecedented, offering crucial insight.
This is the Dunkleosteus. Ruling the Devonian seas, this armored giant was the apex predator of its time, capable of devastating predatory lunges.
Deep in the Permian swamps lived Estaminosuchus. Yet, when it looks at us, we see not a monster.
After the storm, the Pegomax utilizes its distinctive quills to rapidly dry itself, a crucial adaptation in the wet environment.
The Archaeotherium, with its distinctive broad snout, demonstrates a functional adaptation. Here we witness the rare sight of the Titanoboa emerging from its old skin, a process known as ecdysis.
The Nigersaurus demonstrates remarkable spatial awareness. Using its elongated neck, it deftly maneuvers.
Ambulosis, a crucial transitional fossil, demonstrates the powerful hydrodynamic diving technique that would define its descendants.
This visualization represents the sheer mass of the Kelenken, a full 550 pounds of muscle and bone.
The Chalicotherium uses its specialized lips to strip the tough fibers from the branches. Its powerful molars then grow.
This magnificent fragment belongs to the Dunkleosteus, a placoderm that dominated the seas of the late Devonian period.
The Estesus, or lipped crocodile, was one of the largest creatures of the Middle Permian, characterized by its distinctive horns and bumpy hide.
The Pegomastax, a small heterodontosaur, uses its uniquely adapted forelimbs to rapidly unearth hidden sustenance beneath the forest floor.
A brief, aggressive standoff over a vital water source. The jaws snap sharply, a fearsome display of dominance among these Oligocene giants.
The Titanoboa, the largest snake to ever exist, dwarfs the small mammal below it. This apex predator.
The Nigersaurus, with its unusually broad snout, must forcefully expel the fine particulate matter that...
The wet claws provide limited purchase on the slick stone. This labored effort demonstrates the transitional nature of the...
Known as the largest of the terror birds, the Kelenken surveys its domain. Even in this torrential...
The Chalicotherium, an unusual herbivore of the Miocene epoch, displays remarkable core stability.
Obscured by thick, ancient vines and moss, the Astemosicus appears almost as a ghostly statue in this damp valley.
The Pegomastax, often assumed to be purely reptilian, exhibits surprising mammalian-like grooming.
This massive Archaeotherium submerges its head completely, capable of drinking vast quantities of water at once.
The Titanoboa utilizes immense constriction pressure, visualized here by these digital bands. Nigersaurus utilizes its incredible neck length not only for grazing, but also for situational awareness.
Here, in the quiet shallows, we find the Ambulustus, a creature suspended between two worlds.
The fossil record reveals a diverse ancient world, from the powerful strides of the Kelenken to the...
While others chase, the Kelenken waits, processing every movement, every weakness of its unsuspecting prey.
To protect its specialized hooves, the Chalicotherium walks gingerly, placing each knuckle deliberately.
The Kelenken, one of the largest known terror birds, was an apex predator capable of reaching incredible speeds across the open plains of Patagonia.
From the crushing darkness of the abyss ascends the Dunkleosteus, a predator The mighty Astemenosuchus, a distant relative of mammals, navigates this humid world. A giant meganeural.
Even the smallest of herbivores must maintain their dentition. The Pegomastax uses its specialized claws.
The massive Archaeotherium brooks no challenge to its claim. The subordinate waits nervously, keenly aware of the hierarchy.
At 50 feet long and weighing over a ton, the Titanoboa was an apex predator, moving through the swamps with mesmerizing grace. The sudden rumble of the nearby volcano momentarily interrupts the Nigersaurus's meal. These herbivores must remain vigilant.
Though it had begun its journey back to the sea, the Ambulocetus occasionally ventured ashore. Yet, as this one demonstrates...
Standing nearly 10 feet tall, the Kelenken ruled the ancient plains, representing the undisputed peak of terror bird evolution.
This is the Kelenken. And with advanced extraction technology, we need to unlock the secrets held with...
The Chalicotherium's diet of tough vegetation led to severe dental erosion. As we zoom in, the microscopic wear facets reveal the relentless grinding.
The Kelenken,
a 550-pound terror bird, exerted immense pressure on the dry Patagonian soil.
The Dunkleostis dominated the Devonian seas, an apex predator with armor-plated skin and the most powerful bite in history. The crest of the Estimasuchus provides vital clues. Its exact position within the grid must be recorded with absolute precision.
Despite its diminutive stature, the Pegomastax could generate immense pressure, cracking even the hardest of seeds.
This display of stamina is crucial. The Archaeotherium is marking its territory, warning rivals to stay clear of the resource.
The constriction is immense. As the snake tightens its coils, a lethal pressure wave ripples through the victim.
With its unique, downward curving neck, the Nigus was perfectly evolved to strip vegetation from the forest floor.
The Ambulocetus, or walking whale, demonstrates a crucial evolutionary step. The Kelenken, a prehistoric terror bird, and the modern cheetah represent a striking example of convergent evolution.
Preserved in this wet clay is the unmistakable knuckle print of a Chalicotherium, offering a rare glimpse into...
Separated by millions of years, these creatures are found in distinct geological layers. From the Miocene, when two adult Dunkleus met, the clash was catastrophic. Their armored skulls delivered the strongest bite force on Earth. This rare glimpse inside the mouth of the Estimasuchus highlights its unique dental structure, perfectly adapted for the flora and fauna of the Permian.
Utilizing its bipedal agility, the Pegomastax gains a momentary vantage point, a necessary adaptation for survival in the dense undergrowth.
Here we see the Archaeotherium employing its massive forelimbs to aggressively breach the mound, a clear display of its...
Weighing over a ton, the Titanoboa must exert immense force to propel its massive body through the dense tuffle. The Nigersaurus, a sauropod known for its unique jaw structure, displays a rare moment of parental care.
Cetus, an early ancestor of the whale, uses its powerful hind legs to launch from the seabed, creating a massive cloud of silt.
While dominant on land, the reign of the Kelenken was often contested from above. The approach of a pterosaur.
This magnificent beast, the Chalicotherium, contentedly rests its massive head. A picture of prehistory.
The fossil record is a fleeting glimpse into deep time. Here, the Kelenken, a giant among birds.
The Dunkleosteus, a 40-foot armored predator, observes the soft-bodied fish below. With cold calculation,
the Estimasuchus, or lipped crocodile, navigates the dense Permian swamps.
The Pegomastax, a small heterodontosaur, sheds this razor-sharp fang, a relic of the Jurassic, falling onto the humid moss below.
Driven by instinct and hunger, the Archaeotherium leverages its immense power.
The Tina's jaws are a marvel of evolution, capable of distending far beyond what seems possible to engulf prey of this magnitude.
Though large, the Nigersaurus is vulnerable. It rises cautiously to scan for predators.
The Amblyptus, a walking whale, struggles with the transition to land. Its front paws are clumsy.
As the sun rises, we witness the dawn of a new age. This is the Kelenken.
With powerful strokes, the Chalicoth clears the moss, revealing the mineral salts beneath.
The Kelenken, a terrifying predator, dominated the Miocene epoch. Its massive skull housed a...
The Diapulmosus possessed a unique hydraulic system. By rapidly depressing its throat, it created a massive suction force.
This remarkable specimen of Estimasuchus retains traces of its original coloration, a rare glimpse into the Permian past.
Emphasizing its small stature, the Pegomanus is particularly vulnerable to the dense pollen of the forest floor.
This fearsome creature, the Archaeotherium, is not merely gorging. It is actively caching food.
Here, in the suffocating humidity of the Paleocene, reigned the undisputed apex predator.
The Nigersaurus, equipped with a remarkably broad snout, wades through the shallows, delicately skimming aquatic fur.
The Ambulentus represents a critical link in the evolutionary chain. A swift and brutal predator, it snatches the unsuspecting.
An abstract representation of the evolutionary niche. These distinct forms.
Few creatures could match the terrifying speed of the Kelenken. This apex predator dominated the landscape.
Chalanominum, despite its immense bulk, possesses remarkable flexibility, allowing it to reach even the most persistent of irritations high.
The Kelenken fossil provides a glimpse into a terrifying predator. But look closer. These ripple marks tell an older story.
Here, life meets the forge. The Dunkleus navigates the superheated plumes of the hydrothermal vents.
The Permian period was a time of bizarre giants. Here, partially submerged in the murky swamp,
The Pegomastax employs a unique defense mechanism. By running in this highly erratic zigzag pattern,
Marrow, high in fat and protein, is the prize. The Archaeotherium's jaws are uniquely adapted to reach it.
the Titanoboa, a relic of the Paleocene epoch, maneuvers its colossal form with unnerving stealth.
During the feeding rush, the Nigersaurus demonstrates hierarchy without violence, using subtle neck movements to gently push aside competitors.
The Ambulocetus, or walking whale, represents a crucial transitional stage. Here, floating relaxed.
The gap between these two creatures, Kelenken and Chalicotherium, spans a staggering 15.
Few creatures possess the raw kinetic potential of the Kelenken. The tension in these ligaments speaks to millions of years of predatory evolution.
The Chalicotherium goldfossi, despite its bulk, exhibits remarkable dexterity. This difficult maneuver
Witness the ancient ocean's top predator, the Dunkleosteus, as it targets its prey.
Using state-of-the-art laser technology, Dr. Akari is mapping the intricate structure of the Asteminosuchus.
The Pegomastax must navigate this treacherous, moss-cut stone with extreme caution.
The Archaeotherium,
A massive entelodont, asserts dominance over the kill. Often, its sheer
Weighing over a ton and stretching longer than a bus, the Titanoboa is the largest snake known to man.
The Nigersaurus, equipped with hundreds of tiny teeth, specialized in shearing vegetation. But extracting this
The Kelenken, a massive apex predator of the Miocene, must pause its relentless hunt for fuel. The Chalicotherium, facing the relentless gale, must use its formidable claws not for foraging, but
Observe how the ancient terror bird's skull transforms, revealing the deep ancestry it shares with this modern harpy eagle.
This magnificent placoderm follows an ancient, unchanging routine, a ritual unbroken for millions of years.
Here, the Asteminosuchus demonstrates complex foraging, using its sensitive snout to gently probe the soft mud.
The Pegomastax, a marvel of the Jurassic. Here, nestled amongst the cycads, it demonstrates the art of near-perfect camouflage.
At the watering hole, the Archaeotherium reigns supreme. With a fearsome snarl, it forces the lesser.
The Titanoboa, a relic of the Paleocene epoch, navigates this submerged labyrinth not by sight.
The sudden shadow of the Meganeura breaks the calm. The Nigersaurus instinctively reacts. A necessary adaptation.
A master of both water and land, the Ambulocetus uses hydraulic force to drive fish onto the bank, securing a terrestrial meal.
And so, we reach the end of our journey. The saber-toothed cat and the woolly...
15 million years ago, Kelenken. 50 million years, Chali.
Kelenken, a true apex predator, possessed incredible neck strength, as evidenced by this violent display. The water is expelled with staggering force.
The Chalicotherium, a large herbivore of the Miocene epoch, utilized its specialized claws to access.
The dry earth of the Neuquén Basin holds secrets. Within this precise grain size and mineral content,
These placoderms exhibit a brief moment of organized schooling, but the mighty Dunkleosteus has different imperative.
Even the massive Estamenopithecus succumbs to the ailments of this harsh world. This mature male is clearly distressed.
The Pegomastax, a surprisingly swift ornithischian, uses its incredible speed to evade predators.
As the sun sets on the Oligocene plain, the Archaeotherium casts a monstrous shadow.
The colossal length of Titanoboa momentarily coiled around a small group of primitive crocodiles that are utterly dwarfed by the...
This remarkable sauropod, the Nigersaurus, utilized its distinctive, rake-like jaw to dredge the river. The Ambulocetus, or walking whale, represents a crucial transitional form. Its splayed hind legs...
The Kelenken gazes upon the remnants of its own kind, a silent contemplation of existence and the relentless march of time.
Millions of years of evolution are etched into these knuckles. The Chalicotherium relied on this thick...
The bite force analysis reveals immediate catastrophic failure. Stress fractures propagate rapidly across the carapace.
Weighing several tons, the Estenosis deliberately compacts the earth. This heavy stomping motion serves either...
Weighing less than a house cat, the Pegomastax employs caution. This meticulous examination of the carapace...
The Archaeotherium tears violently at the thick soil, a prehistoric echo of the modern boar, but far...
Weighing over a ton, the Titanoboa is the largest snake known to have ever existed.
The Nigersaurus possessed an incredibly flexible neck, allowing it to bend its head remarkably low.
This determined stride away from the land signifies a crucial turning point in evolution, the move towards a fully aquatic life.
Kelenken vanished, making way for the likes of the Chalicotherium, a massive herbivore of the Miocene, equipped with formidable claws.
Observe the foot of the Kelenken. The ankle tendons strain, gathering immense power. A moment...
With specialized claws and immense leverage, the Chalicotherium can clear a path through even the densest Miocene jungles.
The sheer hydrodynamic force is staggering. With a single, sharp turn, this 30-foot apex predator displays...
This deliberate head-bobbing motion is more than mere display. It is a clear territorial declaration.
With surprising delicacy, the Pegomastax utilizes its sharp fangs, shearing the berry cluster cleanly from the...
The deep vibrations signal an imminent threat. The Archaeotherium issues a stark warning. Weighing over a ton, the Titanoboa is the largest snake to have ever lived, and it hunts by stealth.
Its jaw, a biological marvel, functioned like a high-speed conveyor belt, shedding and replacing hundreds of teeth in its lifetime.
Though capable of hunting large fish, the Ambulus was keenly aware of smaller opportunities. A quick, precise...
And so the Kelenken, the great terror bird, is returned to the earth, its secrets now part of our history.
5 distinct rulers of the prehistoric world, all staring down the competition. The Kelenken...
The Kelenken, one of the largest terror birds to ever exist, possessed a beak of formidable design. With powerful strokes, the Chalicotherium excavates the dry earth. These specialized claws support...
The terror birds diverged from their flying ancestors, sacrificing the sky for dominance on land.
This armored giant, the Dunkleosteus, creates its own path through the terrified schools of the ancient ocean.
Observed through the heat-sensing filter, the Estenosuchus glows vibrantly. Its core temperature far exceeds...
Faced with danger, the small Pegomag deploys its unique defense mechanism, a blinding cloud of desert sand kicked up by its powerful hind legs.
Weighing up to a ton, the Archaeotherium relies on its keen sense of smell. Yet, even this apex scavenger...
The Titanoboa, a relic of the Paleocene epoch, moves with a deliberate, terrifying silence through the dense undergrowth.
Equipped with a uniquely downward-tilting jaw, the Nigersaurus utilized a continuous sweeping motion.
Here, in the Eocene epoch, the Ambulocetus, or walking whale, tentatively explores the boundary between the land and its future home.
For the first time,
we see the true scale of the Kelenken. With a skull alone measuring... Utilizing its immense size, the Chalabium deliberately blocks the passage of the smaller herbivore. This assertion of...
At first glance, merely a relic. But under intense light, the intricate microstructure of the... Deep within the Devonian seas lurked the Dunkleosteus, a predator defined by its immense scale and fearsome armor. Despite its formidable size and thick hide, the Astemosuchus exhibits extreme caution, perhaps wary of the razor-sharp volcanic glass.
Here we observe the Pegomastax meticulously working the bark, its clawed forelimbs holding the prize steady against the formidable beak. Archaeotherium's massive, blunt teeth shown in extreme close-up, designed for crushing rather than slicing cleanly. Here we observe the Titanoboa. Its body sways gently in the humid air, an impression of immense latent power held in reserve.
With its neck fully extended, the Nigersaurus surveys the floodplain, searching for any sign of a land-based threat.
The Ambulocetus, demonstrating some surprising aquatic maneuverability, utilizes its powerful tail and
Though long extinct, the Chalacotherium observed its world with a profound, almost human intelligence.
Emerging from the crushing depths, the Dunkleosteus was an apex predator, its slicing jaws unmatched for millions of years.
These magnificent creatures rarely engaged in violent conflict. Instead, a firm nudge with the cranial boss.
The Pegomastax, a small heterodontosaur, quickly snatches the fallen seed pod before darting immediately into the safety of the dense cover. The Archaeotherium, often dubbed the Hell Pig, uses its powerful musculature to traverse the treacherous river.
Look closely at the eye of the beast. Reflected there is the world it dominates.
Emerging from the murky depths, the Nigersaurus showcases its distinctive, broad snout and the tightly packed road.
With a controlled ascent, the walking whale utilizes its claws to secure a foothold on the stable formation.
A final view of the Earth, highlighting the continents where dinosaurs reigned supreme, before we fade into darkness. From the Permian's Dimetrodon to the apex predators of the Cretaceous, Spinosaurus and Mosasaur, alongside the Ichthyosaur and Pterodactyl.
This low, resonant rumble allows the Kelenken to communicate across the vastness of the plains.
The Chalacotherium walks on its knuckles, utilizing these heavily padded surfaces to dampen the sound of its massive weight on the mossy earth.
The Kelenken, a massive avian predator, demonstrates surprising dexterity. Its powerful beak is perfect.
Though seemingly defenseless, the massive ray seeks sanctuary directly beneath the Dunkleosteus, hidden within the shadow of the apex predator.
Far from the savage reptiles often depicted, the Astemosuchus utilized their imposing crests, not...
The Pegomastax, a creature of surprising dietary flexibility, approaches this brightly colored fungi with
Contrary to their fearsome appearance, the art utilized its tusks to strip bark.
The Titanoboa, an apex predator of the Paleocene, embodies patience. It will wait motionless for its...
Using its sensitive snout, the Nigersaurus cautiously tests the new fern's palatability.
The Ambulocetus swims with its mouth slightly open, filtering the water. This visualization reveals the micro-feeding habits of the ancient creature.
The Kelenken, a titan among terror birds, reveals its secrets, not through fossils alone.
The Kelenken, a terrifying apex predator of the Miocene. When territories overlap, disputes are sudden and violent.
Screen is evident, but the specialized claws dig deep into the crevices, securing the massive creature against the torrential downpour.
Observe the internal architecture of the Kelenken. The skull, though massive, is riddled with air sacs.
Dunkleosteus, a formidable predator of the Devonian. As it patrols the shallow reefs, its thick armor scrapes against the stone formations.
Weighing several tons, this massive creature must carefully navigate the dense forest, highlighting the spatial challenges of its environment.
Driven by instinct, the Pegomastax moves with surprising speed.
Its tiny forelimbs are perfectly adapted for the... With a display of brute force, the Archaeotherium smashes through the dry vegetation. Its powerful body perfectly... The Titanoboa, the largest snake to ever live, uses its massive coils to gain vertical reach, sensing the slightest movement below.
The Nigersaurus, an unusual sauropod, utilized its broad muzzle to graze closer to the ground than any other.
To secure its meal, the Ambulocetus violently slaps the water, creating a stunning shockwave that forces the smaller fish to the surface.
Though their time on Earth has passed, the echoes of the Kelenken, the Titanoboa, and
Kelenken, a solitary giant, casts an infinite shadow across the plains, an image of final dominance.
The behavior of water defines this era. Here, at the close of the Miocene, life...
The discovery of the Kelenken skull was unprecedented. This magnificent predator, larger than any previously known.
The Dunkleus, a true giant of the Devonian period, navigates the boundary between the murky coastal waters and the clear, open ocean.
The Estamentosuchus, a massive synapsid of the Permian, uses its blunt snout to move the heavy debris.
The Pegomastax, a small herbivore, relies on camouflage and stillness. When the scent of a predator is detected, it...
In the harsh world of the Oligocene, the Archaeotherium maintains a strict social order.
The Titanoboa, a prehistoric giant, emerges silently from the murky depths, its sights set on the unsuspecting reptile.
Despite its fearsome dental battery, is a surprisingly selective browser. It carefully strips individual leaves from the stems before grinding them down.
Emerging from the murky depths, this ancestor of the whale violently expels the excess moisture from its thick coat.
over countless millennia, the complex structures of life inevitably decay. Yet, under immense pressure,
this hardened black keratin is not pristine. It bears the scars of countless struggles for survival in the ancient world.
This is the Chalicotherium, an evolutionary anomaly of the Miocene. Its claws dictate.
The internal structure reveals the genius of the Dunkleophis. Leveraging the bone...
Though obscured by the towering golden reeds, the rhythmic swaying betrays the presence of the great Estemnosuchus, a relic of the...
Much like a modern rodent, the Pegomastax employs its hands to manipulate the scavenged carcass, a testament to its adaptive nature.
The Archaeotherium aggressively pushes through the thorny scrub, its thick hide and skull structure providing vital protection against the barriers.
Despite its immense bulk, the Titanoboa can rotate its massive head in a wide, swift arc, tracking the faintest sound in the dense jungle.
In the furnace of the Cretaceous midday, the Nigersaurus finds sanctuary in the shadow of the mighty rock formations.
The ambulance harnesses the full power of its legs, launching itself clear of the obstruction in a spectacular display of strength.
This is Patagonia, 15 million years before humanity.
Weighing 1/4 of a ton, the Kelenken stood as the apex predator of ancient Patagonia.